We got into Pune with Natalia still recovered from a food sickness issue from back in Bhuj, which I somehow escaped. So don't drink strange water, friends. The Pune host of the stay had also been presenting us with some strange vibes leading up to getting in there, but thankfully, it all settled down. When we got into a rickshaw in Pune, we were shocked that it was a standard practice to use the meter. So we were about to go where we were going with very little fussing about. Woo! These amazing trees are all over this region, by the way.
So we're here at the Pateleshwar Caves in Pune. That is an 8th century rock-cut Hindu cave dedicated to Shiva. So that's pretty old. Let's go check it out. Oh, and I forgot to mention in the throw that it is cut from basalt rock, which is interesting because the color of it looks a lot more like pepper.
Already a lot of work and we aren't even in yet. The cave inside had a vibe saturated with austere holiness, and the folks that were there were solemn and contemplative and seemed to revere this place and its history. The structures carved out of it were pretty impressive, with the level of detail and prowess for that time period. Wow. The sounds refracted and splashed all throughout the cave and created quite a sense of what it must have been like when filled with chants, processions, and other historical interactions.
So the entry to this place was free. They have a donation box inside. It wasn't a very long visit, but it's quite interesting given that it's like 1,300, 1,400 years old, hand carved. You can still see dig marks in the carvings where it was, you know, meticulously dug out by hand. There's still some images of deities and stuff available that you can see, especially more from a distance down that corridor that I showed you. And the people here were quite nice. And there's some meditation and prayer rooms too that were occupied. I tried not to show the people, but you can just see the edge of their hands as they meditate. And it wasn't too far where we're staying, just across the Mula Muta River. So check it out. This is called Pateleshwar Caves.
And found this awesome little food stall across the street from the cave temple. Cauliflower dumplings in spicy sauce with crispy noodles and cabbage for 25 rupees. That's about 40 cents.
So I've got some street food, Manchurian bell. The bell are the noodles, the Manchurian are these little fritters right here. These are usually pretty darn spicy and burning hot, so I'm gonna do this weird thing where I blow on my food on camera. How's that? Does that really build it up? Ooh, that's a spicy sauce, as predicted. It's got cabbage, the crispy noodles, the little dumplings. Those are usually made of gobi. And some cabbage to top it. Really nice, really nice. Served burning hot right in front of me, so I'm far less likely to be a weak Gora and die. Really nice. And this is right near where we just were at Pateleshwar Caves. So next up we're headed to Koregaon Park, and in that park is the Osho Ashram and Osho Gardens. Now, I don't really like to use the rebranded name for Bhagwan Rajneesh, but Osho is what he's called now. You may remember in Canada, we're sort of familiar, in North America, we're familiar with the Rajneeshis because that was that group led by a mystic who collected Rolexes and 25 Rolls Royces and so on. And then his followers poisoned an entire town with lab-grade salmonella. So that's how we know him. It seems like in India, the folks who are well off here worship him as some sort of guru. In fact, where we're staying, there's pictures of him in our room and in the hallways, so that's interesting. He had an interesting approach to his own life. Some people feel that he's full of wisdom. Other people feel that he's an evil mastermind that had a cult and still does. He's passed away now, but his legacy lives on via this Osho Gardens in the place we're staying, essentially. So we're going to show you some of that right now.
Some vocal little kitties stopped us on the way into the park.
Are you gonna scratch me?
This other one is Trying to make him not.
He's the officiator.
We weren't allowed to film or take pictures in the park, so we respected that until we saw dozens of other Indian folks doing it all over. So we took some discreet video. Here's Bhagwan Rajneesh, aka Osho, here in statue form. The rest of the park was pretty nice with lots of wetland birds and also a variety of species flying overhead.
So there's this area in Pune called Koregaon Park, and it sort of has like a Rodeo Drive, Robson Street in Vancouver kind of vibe to it. So I'm not going to show you a ton of it because it's a little bougie and a little not quite our preferred element, but yeah, it's where we're staying, so we'll show you a few shots of that. So we're just here at an old mall in Pune called Wonderland. Main reason we're here is for an awesome vegan restaurant, but we're also going to check it out inside. So let's go to Wonderland. So check it out. I'm at Spicer College Confectionery. Spicer College is an Adventist college, Seventh-day Adventists, as you know. Are a religion where everyone is vegetarian, and apparently now more and more things are leaning vegan because the lamingtons, the chocolate cake, the date squares, and almost everything they make except for where it says cream, like the cream-filled donut, are vegan. So they also sell awesome stuff like soy milk powders and other things that are useful to vegans. And here is this powdered soy milk. Comes in chocolate. Nutritionals are pretty good. About 3 tablespoons in water will do ya. 13 grams of protein, some iron, a little bit of sugar. This is the chocolate flavor. And look at that. It's only 240 rupees, which is about $4 Canadian. It's an Australian treat where it is cake, usually rolled in jam or frosting and then covered in coconut. Australians love them. I'm Canadian, so that's pretty much just a different sort of white guy, right? So we'll give it a shot right now. Oh yeah, soft and coconutty, hint of chocolate. And it's got nice white cake in the middle. Delicious. I would come over here to Spicer College Bakery and try yourself a lamington.
These are the things you could find if you like shopping for these things. If not, it's okay, it's just a montage to show you all the things for sale. Here are some things you can buy. I didn't have time to show every last thing, but it's a good cross-section of the things you could shop for in Wonderland in Pune. A lot of these things are geared at older Indian women, but I have no judgment of you if you wanna buy them, because it's a shopping montage for the shopping mall, where you do your shopping for things that you shop for while you are shopping. But ourselves we only bought cake. But ourselves we only bought cake. Shopping montage, we only bought cake. Shopping montage, it was pretty good cake. Shopping montage, we only bought cake.
And right now we're looking for a place, a takeaway restaurant only, called Vegan Foodie. All the other places we found in Pune, including one called Vegan Vibes, have the word vegan in them but aren't actually vegan. Vegan Vibe, in fact, has a number of reviews that say that they are not even sure what vegan means there. It might have just been a name choice. So it'll be nice if we are successful here finding a fully vegan kitchen. Let's check it out.
This is a creepy staircase. I walked and walked up it just to find the restaurant, but I couldn't find it, so I will tell you about it later more. Creepy staircase.
So, took home some chocolate cake and a date square from Spicer's. Let's just rip into that. Ta-da! And I'm going to take a whoa, God, oh, gee, oh. Very nice. Pretty rich. A little bit odd. They call this one a brownie. To me, it's like a thick chocolate cake. But quite good. And fresh off the chocolate cake, we've also got a date square. Let's see what that's like. Okay, so classic date square. It's oaty, it's crunchy. I like it better than the chocolate cake, actually. And it's as good or better than the Lamington. It's more moist than those two, probably because of that thick date paste in there. And the crunch is quite nice. Sometimes they have hints of like orange zest or vanilla in them. This one doesn't, it's plain, but it's quite good. So I recommend the date square highly, and the Lamingtons. Yummy! Earlier in this video, I showed you us going to that old Pune mall called Wonderland. Wonderland was cool, but we were there because it was the home of what we thought was a dine-in restaurant called Vegan Foodie in Pune. So it wasn't, and when we found out that it was pre-order only. But thankfully, the kind owner of Vegan Foodie has allowed us an order. So she sent over some chicken burgers, and this will be the first fully vegan burger that we've had anywhere in India, where like the mayo is vegan, the sauces, the cheese, and so on, everything vegan. So that is so awesome. They have amazing looking menu that we'll post as maybe a picture or a link, including vegan gulab jamun, vegan butter chicken, pizzas, pastas, and a whole bunch of other favorites as well. So I'm really excited to try this burger, but first, let me unbox it for you. What do you get? Whoa, that is a huge, heavy burger.
We got some ketchup on the side there. And let's show you inside. Okay, looks like a beautiful soy patty. A whole bunch of delicious sauce, lettuce, pickles, and another proprietary sauce, it looks like. Really excited to rip into this, so let's do that next. Oh. So, the vegan chicken burger from Vegan Foodie in Pune. Tongue twister. Mmm. Mmm. Excellent. Just what you'd expect. Delicious, crispy lettuce, fresh tomato, nice tasting sauce, fluffy bun, and the chicken patty feels like a delicious seitan, just like Papa Davies used to make. I guess that's me. I guess I'm Papa Davies. I don't know. Anyway, highly recommend. Order everything they got, but pre-order the day before, and then they deliver right to you. Okay? That's the shtick. So, thus ends our time in Pune. We didn't have a ton to show you because we didn't get up to a whole lot. We stayed mostly around Koregaon Park, and that's a nice area. It's much cleaner than a lot of the other cities we've been to. It's also a lot more expensive. And as far as vegan foods go, good stuff available in groceries, the odd option available at restaurants and so on. But a lot of trouble here conveying what no milk and no cheese meant. Some good street food here. Osho Ashram. Osho is also known as Bhagwan Rajneesh, sorry. You might remember the Rajneeshs, where their co-leader or the Bhagwan Rajneesh's secretary Sheila poisoned hundreds of people via lab-grade salmonella in salad bars so that they could win an election and take control of a small town. Anyway, check that out. That's a side note. But he's basically known as the rich man's guru. So he's got a lot of parallels in some ways to rich cults like Scientology, but a lot of people really value his teachings. So you can go see some statues of him in Koregaon Park, or you can avoid it altogether. It is nearby. Parvati Hill, pretty nice, I hear. We didn't make it up there. We went to a store called Wonderland, an old mall, because we wanted to find a vegan spot there that was actually a cloud kitchen and not for dine-in, so oopsie. Google, side note, you got to start letting people register their kitchens as cloud kitchens, because it is tough to tell when it is not dine-in. Regardless, we still recommend Vegan Foodie. They're expanding, they're heading into Goa and doing all sorts of great things, so be sure to check them out. There was lots of nice sightseeing all around. It's an IT tech hub. It's a business hub, and otherwise the city wasn't too engrossing, but it was nice to spend some time as well. I think that you could probably get a lot done here in 3 or 4 days. The temperature is much more tolerable than Mumbai. It's somewhere in the mid to high 20s this time of year. We're here in November or December. And the humidity is much less. Plus, the period of time that it is hot is less during the day. And there's a great deal, if you just scan out there, there's a great deal of greenery everywhere in Pune. So there's tons and tons of shade. And we're staying right here on the Mulu Muta River. So that was a nice spot as well, especially for bird watching. Pune had a lot of beautiful birds. We saw white eyes, we saw coals, we saw bee eaters, those are really cool, and of course the green ringneck parakeets, plus a ton more, kingfishers, all sorts of amazing stuff. So we spent most of our time in Pune walking in parks, checking out a cave, and eating some delicious food. Last but not least, they're especially known for pani puri, street food where you can get delicious manchurians and Chinese manchurians, and pao and debacle. So all sorts of stuff on a bun. There you go. That's a summary of what Pune is all about. I hope you enjoyed this video. And what did we miss? What should we have seen? When we come back here, where should we go? Let us know in the comments. And for Vegan Everywhere, I'm David. There's also tons of eagles.